Hello everybody, welcome to Life to the Max. I'm Mike Max. On tonight's show, Liz Collin brings us the story of a very special piano player.
She makes it look easy. Her hands move across the keys with ease. At this point, Amy Skjei admits the piano is a part of who she is. She's been playing nearly her whole life.
I have no note written down anywhere. So
Really?
Really.
And you've always done it that way?
I've always done it that way. I just retain everything in my head.
Amy was 6 years old when she first started. Born and raised in St. Cloud, she went to Concordia College on a performance scholarship. Piano has been a part of her family. Her mom and dad both played. Amy is now a nurse and a busy mother and wife herself.
I do try to practice and keep things up at least, 2 to 3 times a week. But that's a lot different from where I came from, practicing 2 to 3 hours a day, when I was especially in high school.
The notes have a whole new meaning now.
It's a nice getaway.
Yes, it is.
She has 2 girls and has accepted they're just as in the time there used to be. But it's the journey their youngest daughter has taken them on that hasn't only changed Amy's music, but all of their lives.
Everyone thought I was crazy, but I was bound and determined to find out what was wrong, because I just have such a powerful intuition that something was. And I just feel that God gives intuition to people when they need intuition.
Autumn was born in 2003. Doctors didn't see anything wrong. But Amy kept looking at the space between her daughter's eyes and thought it pointed to Down syndrome.
She doesn't have the simian crease. She doesn't have a space between her toe. Her femur was not shorter. So nothing was pointing to Down syndrome. She didn't have low tone, except we noticed later that when I looked at her 3-month picture, she wasn't smiling, and that was a red flag to me.
For months, Amy took Autumn back and forth for tests until she finally found answers. Doctors eventually detected that some of her cells have an extra 21st chromosome. Autumn has something called mosaic Down syndrome. It affects just 2% of the Down's population.
I completely didn't see anything she was seeing, but thank God she followed her intuition.
And it took a long time because she was 14 months when she finally got the diagnosis.
Autumn is now 9 years old, but cognitively a 3 or 4-year-old. Within the last year, she was also diagnosed with autism.
So she's extra special.
Amy has performed around the St. Cloud area for years, playing piano for all kinds of events. She's also composed and produced 2 CDs. The first called Autumn Moments, and the second, Simplicity. Currently, it's a Christmas CD Amy is working on, her own take on some holiday classics. Sometimes she says it only takes a half hour to come up with a song. She uses her world as a mom for inspiration, like how she came up with Winter's Dance.
I didn't have a title for that until I was playing it, and my girls were dancing in the background, and it was winter and it was snowing, and so I just thought Winter's Dance was appropriate.
Amy wrote Simplicity 4 years after Autumn was born.
I felt that this CD just brought me to a whole nother level of creativity.
The song by the same name on the CD, along with several others, are a tribute to her daughter.
She has been a teacher to all of us, and we have quite a different perspective on life now than before we had her.
I have to be really patient with her, so she's kind of taught me how to be patient.
Sydney is the big sister and sees her role as part protector and part best friend. Their bond put into words well beyond her years.
She's like a gift to me. She's like the best sister ever, and I really love her, and she's really fun to be around.
She never slows down.
No, she's a whippersnapper.
Yeah, she is wonderful. You're having a bad day, you come home to Autumn, and your day completely changes.
Good girl.
Autumn is in the 2nd grade and loves school.
Yes, you're in 7 feet of water.
She's also very active as a swimmer and a dancer. The Skjeis won't let her disability get in the way of experiencing all life has to offer. Their strong faith, the foundation for how they brought up both of their girls.
What gets me through is knowing that, you know, in heaven, she won't have Down syndrome, she won't have autism, and I will be talking to her like you and I are talking now, and that's what gets me through.
Autumn is sensitive to sound, so Amy will usually have to practice her piano at night with her headphones, but she will continue to follow her passion.
It's a universal language. I think it affects people at a very spiritual and soulful level, as far as myself anyway. I can't speak for others, but I think most musicians can identify with that.
It's fun to watch her play and the joy she gets from playing it. You know,
That was nice. We still love each other.
Amy knows music makes her a better mother, her most important song of all.
I think it's important for a person to be well-rounded, and music just has rounded things out very nice for me in my life. So it's a very important part of my life, and I feel that I would be crippled without it.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch, photography for a lifetime.